as hard as a white oak tree.
Well, good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Bottle Cap Barn. I think it looks like we picked a pretty good night out tonight, so this is pretty awesome. Right? The rain's going to pass us by, and we just get to enjoy it, get a little bit cooler. Thanks, everybody, for coming out. Most of you have been here before, so you kind of know how it goes. We're going to pass the hat around, and everybody just give what you can, and everything that you give goes to the musician. So, you know, we've had a lot of different variety of people come through here in different ways, and the guy playing tonight knows another musician that plays here, Bob Livingston, and got him interested in the place, and we're really fortunate. I've never seen him in live before. I've listened to his music, so without further ado, I want to welcome to the stage tonight, and to all the people out there in internet land. We're streaming live tonight, so anybody has friends that you want to just text while you're sitting here to the www.bottlecap.com, and you can stream it live and watch the show. So bottlecapbarn.com. Okay. Anyway, so thanks for everybody for coming out. And here's Chuck Pyle.
Thanks, man. There's an old ancient saying in the wind: one must only take the first step to begin. Then you're on your way, then you've done the hardest part. Now make your journey with a generous heart. Step by step, side by side, hand in hand, this whole world's a better ride. Step by step, side by side, take a little step with your neighbor, side by side. Well, in 1986, Werner Erhard and Ted Turner decided they were going to have an event. And they called it the Goodwill Games, and they had it in Moscow that first year. We sent about 300 people from Colorado to run in this event called the Goodwill Games, and their catchwords were step by step, side by side, and they had lots of sponsors and benefits. And so on the way to one of the benefits, I wrote this tune, and they took it to Moscow. Well, we stumbled and we broke in our stride, wearing old worn-out boots of foolish pride. Now we're gonna put on our brand new running shoes to run a race in which no one will really lose. Step by step, side by side, hand in hand, this whole world's a better ride. Step by step, side by side, take a little step with your neighbor, side by side. Now if you see me falling down, you stop to lend a hand. What goes around comes round, round and around. Now if you're running to another for help, it don't mean that you can't do it for yourself. It just means that your neighbor, he's gonna know that if he needs help, he knows where to go. Step by step, side by side, hand in hand, this whole world's a better ride. Step by step, side by side, take a little step see a phone booth now? Well, a phone booth used to be where I'd stop on the road to try to call somebody to get a gig. So a phone booth was really important until I got a cellular phone. Way back in the 90s, of course, there was no signal anywhere for cellular phones, only in the cities, and I was pretty much traveling through the rural parts of America. So I got this call from Meredith Carson. She used to run to Swallow Hill, which is our Denver version of Folklore Society, and she said, you know, I know this gal. She just graduated from music business school, and she's looking for somebody to represent. Well, I said, I'm playing tonight in Boulder, maybe. I told her where I was playing, Peggy's High-Low. I said, maybe she could come hear me play. So after the show, she came up to me and she said, you know that step-by-step song that you close your show with? I said, yeah. She said, that's a really good song. I said, I'm really glad you like it. She said, you know that little dance that you do with it? I said, yeah. She said, don't do that anymore. So, I was living in Boulder, so I started going to Cowboy Dancers Anonymous. Just a two-step program, so it wasn't that bad. Well, you understand that the heart's the one true power. Yes, and that nothing that you see is really ours. That from a satellite we all look like one. And I think our world's time may finally have come. Step by step, side by side, hand in hand, this old world's better right. Step by step, side by side, take a little step with your neighbor, take a little step with your neighbor, little step with your neighbor, side by side. Remember, life is short, but it's wide. Thank you very much. I made a new album in remembrance of all the great songwriters that I have idolized through the years since I was a kid. And I remember, like, I wouldn't have known about Guy Clark if it hadn't been for Jerry Jeff Walker, who had one of Guy's songs, one of his first few albums, and same with Tom Rush. And Tom introduced us to Jackson Browne and Joni Mitchell before we'd heard about them. And so I decided that there's all these great writers right now, and I wanted to do an album of mostly other people's songs. So this is a song by a young fellow from the Woodlands. Saw you leaning on the memory with your back to the crowd in that little bar on Murphy where they play guitar too loud. There were people drinking whiskey, hearts about to leave. It was cold as hell for Houston. It was almost New Year's Eve. All the way from Beaumont with a white rose in my hand. I could not wait forever. I hope you understand. way again, all the way from Beaumont, with a white rose in my hand. I could not wait forever, I hope you understand. I walked the road to get here with the guitar and the case. I'd have stopped in Pasadena, I'd have known about this place. But the view stretched forever, where the water meets the shore. I've been thinking about you, baby, I can't do that anymore. All the way from Beaumont, with a white rose in my hand. I could not go it forever, I hope you understand. I saw you leaning on a memory, with your back to the crowd, in that little bar on Murphy, where they play guitar too loud. There were people drinking whiskey, hearts about to leave. It was cold as hell for Houston, it was almost New Year's Eve. All the way from Beaumont, with a white rose in my hand. I could not wait forever, I hope you understand. Very much. Now this next song is a song that I learned from a friend of mine named Lynn Miles, and she's a Canadian. She lives in Montreal. I wish I had a quiet mind, cool water, sweet all the time, and the answer to everything, some good luck and a pair of wings. I wish I knew which way to turn. I could remember every lesson I've learned. I wish the world were a kinder place. I'd like to put a smile on your beautiful face. I wish I had a fearless heart. I wish I wouldn't fall apart. Wish I knew how to make it start. I wish I had a fearless heart. I wish I could leave the past behind. I wish I had a straighter line, a better view and a cleaner mess, a brand new shirt and a little more finesse. I wish there was a golden sun, enough love for everyone, and fall apart. Wish I knew how to make it start. I wish I had a fearless heart. Now, those of you that are on my mailing list and get my newsletter every month, you know that I love to fish, and this is a song by a fellow fisherman from Marble Falls, Texas. His name is Walt Wilkins, and he didn't bring his rod or his pole this particular time. This is called Blanco River. Got no line, I got no pole. I just brought time with this old fishing hole. Sky's blue, water's clear, and I got all I need right here. There's a breeze blowing by, a little shade, a little sun. I got nothing to do, and I'm not leaving till I'm done. There's a blue cat on the bottom and a bullfrog on the bank. Just pitched a pretty pebble, watch the ripples while it sang. Hear the crickets in the meadow sing a song they've always sung. Got nothing to do, and I'm not leaving till I'm done. I'm not leaving till I'm done. Not leaving till I'm through. Slowing down this crazy life for just a day or two, and I guess I'll hang right here and watch the river run. I got nothing to do, I'm not leaving till I'm done. There's a ruckus down the river, and I turn to see the sight. Mama Dove, she's gathering up all the ducklings for the night. And twilight is gathering too, and I've only just begun. I got nothing to do, and I'm not leaving till I'm done. And I'm not leaving till I'm done. I'm not leaving till I'm through. Slowing down this crazy life, just a day or two. And I guess I'll come right here and watch the river run. I got nothing to do, I'm not leaving till I'm done. I'm not leaving till I'm done. I'm not leaving till I'm through. Thank you very much. Thank you. So, if you've heard some of my stories before, you know about that when I turned 60, that I started to notice that people were no longer asking me how I was doing. They would say, "Hey, you look good." So we named my 60-year-old tour, the "Hey, you look good" tour. And so somebody in the back road said, "And he looked so natural." So we named that next tour the "He Looks So Natural" tour. And then on that tour, somebody said, "And he looks so lifelike." So we named that the Lifelike tour. Now, I'm 70, just turned 70 like 3 months ago, and so we've had lots of fun with this. There was the Above the Grass tour in honor of the recent laws in Colorado. And he's getting up there tour, and on and on. You can imagine all the things that we older folks say to commemorate how young we're no longer and how bored we are with folk music. But I had so amazing, all the feedback I get, because my newsletter goes out and people say, "Yeah, I've got a new idea for you." But I have this song that's on this new record that's by these two people from Wisconsin. This is called "Now Everything Does." There's no point in living in the past, they say, even though there is more of it every day. I don't talk too much about what I've been through. Then again, on second thought, I probably do. Love confused me way back when, now everything does. Swimming made me hungry then, now everything does. I remember Moonlight Bay the way it was. Used to take my breath away, now everything does. I'm not saying I'm overwhelmed by future shock. I'm not saying I try to reset the clock. Doubt if I'd go back 1 year, even if I could. Then again, on second thought, I probably would. Summers used to go too fast, now everything does. Cowboys rode out of the past, now everything does. I recall my first TV the way it was. Used to look all blurry to me, now everything does. I'm not saying that anything has changed, It's the same old, only more so. Doubt if I'd go back 1 year, even if I could. But then again, on second thought, I probably would. Flashlights needed batteries, now everything does. Count chow mein came from overseas, now everything does. Bowling had a special shoe, now everything does. Most things made me think of you, now everything does. Most things made me think of you, now everything does. Now everything does. Thank you very much. So I had this friend, Charlie Hall, and he runs this concert series in Black Forest, which is right across the valley from me. I live in a little town called Palmer Lake, which is about 10 minutes north of the Air Force Academy. And Charlie's wife has a really interesting taste in birthday presents for him. She took him out to lunch, and then she brought him back to the YMCA, where she works, and she said over in that closet there's a big cardboard box, and it's the lost and found, and you can have anything out of there you want for your birthday. Now she's definitely got a Scottish bent, but you would think, but she's also generous in a really interesting way too. This year she bought him all the episodes to Beverly Hillbillies. So I said, Charlie, so have you been watching any of these episodes of Beverly Hillbillies? And he said, yeah, the first one was pretty good, and the second one was okay. The third one was my favorite, though. He said that Buddy Ebsen was standing out on the balcony of their new house in Beverly Hills, and Ellie Mae says, Pa, look. And up on the mountain behind their house, the Hollywood sign up there, there's a hang glider coming off the mountain. And Pa says, Ellie Mae, go get me my gun. Right away, Pa. She comes, brings him his gun. He levels off. Boom. Boom. Did you get him, Pa? No. But I made him drop that man. True story. So, in honor of hang gliders, I actually got a ride on a real glider. In honor of that, I'm going to do this song I wrote about getting a ride in a hang glider over a beautiful valley in south central Colorado called the San Luis Valley. This is called Over the San Luis. Bouncing off of a mountain out of the San Luis, wanna go and never stop, defying gravity, something invisible seems to be living here, something irresistible, now that I'm crystal clear. Guess I was born to wander, nothing but columns of wind, there in the blue thunder, above the cattle bin, where thermals are rising air, love to whirl and spin. I climb their winding stairs, my fate to the wind. And from now on you can find me in the garden of gorgeous language, leaving the world behind me. I'll be soaring over the sangres. Bouncing out of the mountain, out of the San Luis, wanna go to Neverstown, defying gravity, riding the whirling winds through vertical corridors, around and around I spin, out over the valley floor. In the garden of gorgeous language, leaving the world behind me. I'll be soaring over the sangres. It's a pretty chord, isn't that pretty chord? Thank you. So I've written songs where I was just in the right place at the right time that people have recorded. Now this next song, most of you are much too young to know what a CB radio is. But there used to be these radios that we would have in our cars, and we'd find out where all the cops were. And we'd listen to all the truckers talk to each other, and we'd find out what the latest weather was down the highway. And my son was riding this little car around the kitchen, and he'd been riding with his grandpa. His grandpa had a brand new Cadillac with a factory installed CB radio in it, and he was picking up the lingo. You know how 3-year-olds are, and pretty soon he was like, you know, making whole sentences of interesting radio commentary. And so I started singing some of it back to him, and it came out to be a chorus for this song. And, well, I'm getting a little ahead of myself, actually. I was raised in Iowa, the land of the bland. Great place to learn how to play guitar, though, right? I mean, there's not a lot to do there. And so he knows for a fact. So my good dad joined the railroad, the Rock Island, when I was real young, and we traveled around a lot because he didn't have any seniority. So we lived in this 37-foot Army issue Zimmerman trailer house. It was the color of green vomit. It was beautiful. I loved that trailer house. And all the ones that we had after that were just plastic. But this was a cool old trailer. Anyway, I digress. So we were parked in a town called Atlantic, Iowa. And I remember across the tracks there was this great great name for a junkyard. It was Till Death Do Us Parts. Till Death Do Us Parts. Isn't that a great name for a junkyard? And then on my side was this glue factory, and the horses that were in the feedlot were the most beautiful horses that little town kids had ever seen. So we started to jump the fence after the lights would go out and ride those horses, and pretty soon there was 20 of us jumping that fence, and pretty soon there was back down to 3 because kids got grounded. My parents were they were yellow dog liberal, nomadic Protestants who believed that falling off the path was its own punishment. They never said a word about it. Danny's parents were alcoholics. They didn't care where he was. Jimmy's parents were pretty sure he was going to be the valedictorian, and any decision he would make would be the right one, even if it was climbing out his second-story window and climbing down a tree at midnight. And this went on for quite a while. And so one time, not too long after this whole thing, we'd gotten tired of it, I asked my mom what I should do when I grew up, and she said, leave home. But I remember, speaking of nomadic Protestants, we were Congregationalists, we were Lutherans, we were all those Protestant religions, and we walked into the foyer of this one church, and I said, Daddy, what's that statue over there? And my dad said, well, that's a statue of all the men in the church who died in the service. And I heard my dad tell this story 100 times, and he said my eyes got really big and wide, and I said, Dad, the 9 o'clock service or the 11 o'clock service? So that was kind of the end of my Sunday school education at that point, because forgiveness did not play into it, So anyway, I'm getting way long-winded here. I'm sorry, but this is a song that I've written about horses. It's Jerry Jeff recorded it. Susie Bogus, Nitty Gritty Dirt Band, Chris Ledoux. This is a song. It's really a horse song disguised as a rodeo song. Watch out when they start to twist. Hold tight with the leather fist. That's Daddy told me how to ride the bull. There's a jingle in my jeans, sore places in between. I'm leaving Tennessee with a push and a pull. 10-4, buddy, come on back. Horse trailer on a Cadillac, talking to the cowboy in the Coupe de Ville. Jug luck up one side, lie down the other. I'm a lover of the other side of the hill. Turn up the radio, don't you think about rodeo. Don't you think about a roundup up in old Cheyenne. It's a crazy circuit, yet you still work it. Won't you turn your sound up, buddy, check the scan. Jug luck up one side, horse trailer on a Cadillac, talking to the cowboy in the coupe de ville. Chug luck up one side, right down the other. I'm the lover of the other side of the hill. Bandana on a rearview mirror, still wet from ear to ear. Once again it's proven what the wise men say. When you ride that last one, you better make it a fast one. Jump while he's moving, just you walk away. 10-4, buddy, come on back. Horse trailer on a Cadillac, talking to the cowboy in the coupe de ville. Chug the luck up one side, glide down the other. I'm the lover of the other side of the hill. There you go. There it is. Thank you. Passing that hat. All right. It's a real pass the hat kind of place. I didn't know that. You know, a lot of times it's the garbage can is at the front and you throw something in there. You got any more beer, Joe? Thank you. All right, I'm going to do a couple more here and we'll take a short but meaningful pause. Alicia, you were on that. Thank you. So I wrote this next song to a gal who had taken me on as a project. And I decided that it was the last in a long line of projects I was going to be involved in. Because, well, it was a real one-sided relationship where, of course, you know, where both of us loved her and neither one of us liked me very much. And it was a turning point, I'm telling you. But I wrote this song, and Jerry Jeff recorded it. It's you know, you all are too young to have remembered the song. It was way back when. But it was a pretty big hit, you know. It was on a bunch of jukeboxes. And I walked into this facility in Lafayette, Louisiana, and I was opening for Jerry Jeff, and he was playing my song for his sound check. And it was one of the turning points in my life, for sure, beyond any other one. So this is it. This is called Jaded Lover. It won't be but a week or two, you'll be out wanting somebody new, something you've done 100 times before. Yet you can see I spread myself thin too, lonely phases we all go through. Don't get up and find my way to the door. I can see you on an angel whose wings just won't unfold. Tune up your heart, polish your whole day long. Well, the only kind of man you ever wanted was the one you knew you'd never hold on. You're sitting there crying like I'm the first one to go. Now you got 30 lovers behind you, feel but I sure don't find you. Seems you would have found your own self by now. But some nights those lovers' tears are back, faces in your dreams, fingers in your back, echoes of memories for crying out loud. I see you are an angel whose wings just won't unfold. Tune up your heart, polish your holy Lord. Well, the only kind of man you ever wanted was the one you knew you wouldn't hold long. You're sitting there crying like I'm the first one to go. Now what a beautiful sight you are in your sleep. Believing 'cause believing gets me in too deep. Easy enough for a man to say, but we'd never agree if we talked all night. It gets so heavy in our troubled life. Bad jaded lover undercover, queen for a day. I see you are an angel whose wings just won't unfold. Tune up your heart, polish your holy Lord. Well, the only kind of man you ever wanted was the one you knew you'd never hold on. You sit there crying like I'm the first one, just like I was the first one, crying like I was the first one to go. Thank you. So I'm going to do something kind of meaningful for you now. Just kidding. Well, I have this song that I wrote just almost by accident. And Terry and I were coming down from this lake that's above our house. We live right up against the toe of the slope. As I mentioned before, just north of the Air Force Academy. And about a half-hour walk up there, there's a beautiful lake, and we were coming down, and I started singing Chickadee-dee-dee, and just cracking her up. And so it wasn't too long after this that there was this herd of chickadees outside the window, and Terry said, "That guitar lick you're doing, I don't know what you're going to do to remember that, but you need to write a song around it." So I looked at those chickadees and I thought, I'm just going to throw out some words and maybe put them away later after I get together something meaningful. And I ended up keeping them, and I know, you think I should be embarrassed to write this song, but I'm not. I know. I was reading these Bob Hope quotes the other day, and Bob Hope said, whenever I start feeling humble, I know I'll have the strength of character to overcome it. chickadee singing in a juniper tree, singing chickadee-dee, chickadee-dee-dee, chickadee-dee. Snow blows, breeze will freeze, chickadee happy as a bird can be, singing chickadee-dee, chickadee-dee-dee, chickadee-dee. Well, looks like a chickadee, hops like a chickadee, sings like a chickadee, then it's probably chickadee-dee, chickadee-dee-dee, chickadee-dee. Chickadee flying from tree to tree, clicking like a cricket, buzzing like a bee. Chickadee-dee, chickadee-dee-dee, chickadee-dee. Chickadee, chickadee in the thicket, buzzing like a bee, clicking like a cricket. Chickadee-dee, chickadee-dee-dee, chickadee-dee. Looks like a chickadee, hops like a chickadee, sings like a chickadee, then it's probably a chickadee-dee, chickadee-dee-dee, chickadee-dee. So when we were recording this, you can imagine how hard this was to get out of my head when I tried to sleep that night. Those catchy songs, you know. But we went on Audubon.com and we found out that chickadees have over 30 different calls, 30 different songs. Chickadee happy in all kind of weather, birds of a feather, singing together, singing chickadee-dee, chickadee-dee-dee, chickadee-dee. Chickadee-dee, chickadee-dee-dee, chickadee-dee. Last chance. Chickadee-dee, chickadee-dee-dee, chickadee-dee. Thank you. I didn't really talk to Ben or Joe about it, but I was thinking I would take a break in the middle. Is that okay? Is that all right? Okay. So I'll do one more. This is a song that I wrote when I was living in Amsterdam in the early 70s. I was living there. I was really homesick. I'd been there a year and a half, and I'd saved up a bunch of money to come home. And there was this great group that came from Germany, and they played these Django Reinhardt gypsy jazz songs, and I think it was really a formative period of time in my musical progression, for what that's worth. But you know, it was really important to have lots of coffee, and of course, marijuana and hashish was legal there at that point, and there was a little bit of that, you know. And of course now, 70 years old, even though it's legal in Colorado, I get the same effect standing up too fast. I mean, I'm good, you know, I'm good. So this is a little remembrance of my going to listen to this great gypsy jazz group. gypsy guitar, violins play. It's a cafe bar, Champs-Élysées, and the music's high, the tempo's up, radio 9, falling in love, far from the frantic pace of a life so true to sweet. This out of the way place carries you and me to romantic consequences. They're coming to our senses, and not a moment too soon. So very affected by the moon. Dance hip to hip, boom, see the play. Beautiful lips, sip Cabernet. And what is this? If not time out of time, it's a stolen kiss. It's the perfect crime. Far from a frantic pace of a life so too discreet. It's out of the way place carries you and me to romantic consequences. They're coming to be right back. Well, thank you. Thank you very much. We'll be right back. Just take a little break and, yeah.